Three, two, one, go.
The old man. Let's go.
All right, let's go indeed. We'll find a good volume for everyone here. Turn down me. All right. So Shan is loaded in first. PC Master Race, of course. Wow. Console loading times are really slow, guys. This is what I'm figuring out right now. Oh my god, this is amazing. Are we frozen? No, it just takes that long. Holy cow. Guys, buy PCs. Oh my god, these loads, man.
Salvage sword.
Great, so 9 seconds going into Creeper Woods is a pretty slow first couple screens.
I am salvaging the soul.
Shan is off. Hey, thanks for the follow. Shanolia. Taking a couple hits, jumping off the bridge, no big deal. Not killing anything, not looking for any speed potions or any additional armor that can drop, or armor weapons that can drop from any little minions. Running through, not killing a single thing, really taking a lot of hits, not rolling at all to avoid any hits. Who needs it? We'll just use a potion. It's a renewable resource. Why the heck not? Wow, Creeper Woods is still loading in for Saz. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. 0 XP on Shan still taking some hits with these guys who I always say if they were boxers they'd be amazing. Now we got Saz taking the same little route, jumping off the bridge. Finally loaded in 1 minute and 5 seconds after Shan is loaded in. Amazing. Killing a couple things. I do like killing things to look for some potions, maybe some lucky axes or something. Nothing too crazy so far. Nothing really of note. Potion back up for Saz, who enjoys taking lots of hits. Now, I'm sorry, Shan. Saz here. Now, they both start with S. This is going to get confusing for me. Saz here is a console player, so it is a bit harder to press objectives than it will be for Shan. So we have to acknowledge the kind of difficulty difference there. As Saz will tell you in his VOD, the auto-aim is a fun console add-on. Again, nothing of note. Very minimal experience on both sides. No one's really killing too much. We're not doing any swag shots, any roll jumps. Shan is actually a little bit ahead here. Less than 2 minutes into, like, beyond the gate into the spider jumps. Is pretty good. Looking for the gold chest. No luck. Caught with one of the sniper spiders. My favorite. Love from sniper spiders. Pig upcoming for Shan. Let's see what the pig gives. An axe, an upgraded axe, level 3. We'll take that. Don't worry, that'll be replaced soon with a level 1 daggers or some garbage. Yeah, PC pretty much has auto-aim. Pretty much. Alright, first bow for Saz, equipping it. Wow, you don't have to equip it when you're getting hit like that. You can equip it later. When you're in a much safer position. But bold. Okay, potion used. Probably going to be the last potion of Creeper Woods for Shan. What does the pig have for Saz? The pig has a level 1 axe. And almost a death. Oof. See, are we going to attach the axe for Saz? We do attach an immediate salvage in the middle of spiders, which is pretty bold. You don't want to get caught there. Level 1 axe, you love to see it. You love to see it. Alright, looks like Shan's pretty much at the end of the level. There's only one creeper that could possibly get in the way. Wow, that was so close to being a death.
I think this is a good one.
Amazing. So 328 is a pretty good Creeper Woods time in any sort of mode that you're, well, maybe not NG+, but yeah, 328 is a good time for an any percent run. Saz coming up on the last 2 villagers to free, and then approaching the final stretch of the level. Out of the chest for Shan. Boots of Swiftness, level 7. Level 7! Just turning this into an any percent run, man. What are you doing? That's fantastic. Level 7 boots going to Cacti Canyon for Shan here. There's no way this run could go south. This is a god run in the making. Okay, the axe has nothing too great on it. A poison cloud maybe. Oh, this is going to be really close for Saz. He might take a death here. Let's watch Saz. Ooh.
Yeah, take
Running. Oh, the creeper there. Good dodge, dodging the arrows. Looks like we're going to be clean. Tight ending, very tight ending. So we have Shan going through Cacti Canyon. This is my least favorite stretch of the run. Least favorite stretch. Handling it well, though. Level 7 boots really helping avoid the Geomancer Joes. Help dodging a lot of this damage that comes from these melee minions here. Yeah, not getting too many Geomancers here. Not getting any of the larger axe-wielding minions, so that's pretty nifty here. Saz out of the chest gets a Boot of Swiftness level 5. So we got 2 boot runs submitted for this round. Oh, wow. Picked up a Renegade armor out of the chest in Cacti. I didn't even know that could happen. Level 10. That is fantastic. If I'm Shan and I'm doing this run, I'm turning this into an any percent run, and I am not turning this into a hot swap run. You have level 7 Boost of Swiftness. You have a Renegade armor, level 10. What are you doing? Just any percent this. Oh my god. This is crazy. Saz touching the beacon, going for that skip. We got to practice that skip. That's a brand new find in the community a couple days ago, so we got to get used to that. Got a good beacon setup. I do like this beacon setup. I can't quite see if we have the free red chest yet. I'll see in a little bit. Saz taking a bit more damage than Shan was in this stretch, but did find the Shadow Brew.
Deal with this.
All right, so looks like Shan does have the free red chest coming up. Scary, scary pathway for Saz right now. Taking a lot of damage. Doesn't want to use the potion quite yet because you do really want to go for that red chest coming up inside of that pit. Unfortunately, Saz is going to have to use it. So brave. Saz is so brave right now. I didn't see what came out of the chest for Shan. I was too busy watching Saz's run. Doesn't look like anything too dramatic. A level 1 mercenary armor picked up for Saz out of the chest. Another pick coming up for Shan. Picked up an upgrade longbow right now. Hello, Andreas. Saz almost got away with it. Didn't quite get away with it. Attaching that longbow now. It's hard finding time to salvage at this point in the run, so I do understand not salvaging the other bow quite yet. I do, and when I look for like hot swaps, I prioritize attaching weapons rather than immediately salvaging them. Though that is technically in the rule set, I'm not going to take away any time punishments for that. Good. Salvage as soon as you get the chance. Perfect. This is an excellent setup for Shan going into this ambush here. Lots of creepers that could have helped with the fight, but instead Shan just going to kill him. Unfortunately, downgraded to a lower level trick bow. A much lower level trick bow. Wow, that's pretty bad. Looks like Saz and Shan both got the same exact setup in terms of their beacons and temple runs. Clean blue key for Shan. So Saz here is using a controller. He can't use the vertical glitch for the beacon. Picked up an upgraded heavy crossbow, level 3. The equipment's not looking as good for Saz. Looking much better for Shan, who now jumps off with the yellow key. Let's see how clean this ending could be. Level 7 boots really help with this, but you never know. The luck can really just strike you the wrong way in this part here. Nice dodging. Very good movement. Shan finishes the yellow key. Very nice. Saz coming up on the second red chest of the run, the one attached to the pig. Let's see if anything useful comes out of it, while Shan is approaching the final ambush. Shan, not all that practiced in that jump, clearly. There's a specific blocking corner that really makes it efficient. But wasn't quite at it yet.
The run earlier today, I lost it by 20 seconds.
Shan is at the final ambush, trying to see what Shan can upgrade. Cooldown's an excellent upgrade, maybe not for this particular ambush, but for speed in general, that's definitely going to be the upgrade.
Now that I realize that,
Saz on the first blue key ambush finishes it off quickly, finds an upgraded mercenary armor, upgraded to level 4. That's excellent. Shan making quick work of this ambush. This is pretty good, especially if you have good gear. The trick bow isn't excellent, especially at level 1, but the only time that's really viable is probably on this ambush. So good use of the trick bow. Not that there's much of a choice in this part for Shan. Saz taking care of some minions before he has to get to that part of the map for the yellow key. Take a couple arrow hits, jumping off. Looks clean to me. Good use of the creeper for Shan. Very nice. Let's see if this yellow key is clean. It is not clean for Saz. Has to pick it up, but it looks like a clean pathway from here on out. Good yellow key here. So I'm not sure if Shan or Saz are actually ahead right now because the load times are so crazy for Saz right now. It's really hard to tell where everyone is. So 909 Cacti Canyon in an any percent run is pretty good. It's pretty good. And if this was a standard any percent run and not hot swap, Shan would probably be in the 8-minute mark, within the ninth minute for Cacti Canyon, which is a really excellent time. Saz just hitting the final ambush now. Got to take care of 4 waves before finishing the level. And we have Shan hopping into Redstone Mines. This is my preferred route for hot swap so far. Creeperwoods, Cacti Canyon, followed by Redstone Mines. I think that's a good option. I'm not so sure about Fiery Forge after the Redstone Mines. I do take Desert Temple first because Fiery Forge can be a really rough ending fight. But let's see how it works out. Saz doing a really good job not dying, taking that apple to gain some quick health here. Looking for some creepers. Saz does not find any creepers here to help him out. This is a pretty hard wave, unfortunately, for Saz. Shan picks up level 7 daggers as opposed to a 3 axe. I'd say that's probably about even because daggers are doo-doo. Doo-doo daggers for sure. Shan freeing the villagers right now. The horn is excellent for this level that Shan picked up at the end of Cacti Canyon. Really, really excellent because these hallways are really short and there's some really thin pathways that you can find. And the horn is just really great for taking care of it. Pig coming up. Even more upgraded daggers for Shan here. Daggers can be really, really good at this in this particular stage, clearing the final boss. But you do really want to upgrade those daggers heading into Fiery Forge and Desert Temple. See, 931 at this time. You're 931 at the end of Cacti Canyon? Okay. So if Saz is 931 at the end of Cacti Canyon, that's a little bit behind where Shan is. But Shan had much, much better gear. Let's keep that in mind. Daggers with Radiance are underrated for survival, sure, but in an any percent run, you're really not looking for Radiance. You're looking to kill things quickly. But I do appreciate that Radiance can be very useful. Radiance used to be my favorite enhancement. Okay, Shan taking a different pathway than I usually take in this particular part of Redstone Mines, but not a big deal. It's they're within 5 seconds of each other if you run it efficiently. Saz taking a few extra hits than he wants to here. Not using the minimap. I always find it interesting when runners don't use the minimap. You can jump off the cliff.
That looks super weird, but I tried to use the beam and it didn't even show up. But it still killed.
Shan's making really good work of Redstone Mines here, taking care of it very, very quickly. Found lower level daggers and a corrupted beacon. So 3 pretty good enchantments right now that you, in an any percent run, would want to carry with you into Desert Temple, I would think, for sure. Unfortunately, one of those is going to be replaced at the end of this level unless there is a chest skip, which is permitted by the rules. For round 1 at least. We'll talk about round 2. Okay, almost finished off the boss in one phase there. For Shan, unfortunately, did not. Bringing 2 TNTs into the end of the level, love it. Level 1 Trick Bow doing some tickling. To finish out Redstone Mines at a 12:34. Pretty good time. That is a pretty good time. The red chest for Saz, you don't always get these red chest rooms in Redstone Mines here. Fortunately, he did and found a speed synergy on a level 7 wolf armor. That is a pretty good pickup. But as we know in Hot Swap, nothing stays for very long. So we'll see how far this takes. 11 arrow. Replace the 6 beacon. That is correct. Move on to Fiery Forge. Wonderful. This is more the route that Saz is doing that I'm comfortable with in this room. Though, like I said, it's not too much of a difference. And Saz has a really hard time here with clicking priority due to the controller usage. Out of curiosity, this Pokemon at the bottom of the feed, are those representative of the people running? It's followers and subs. Inside, followers and subs. I believe. Yeah, it's followers and subs. Okay, that safe route, Shan is picking up a higher level reinforced mail. So though the Renegade armor is replaced, the armor level has increased, which is rare. Saw's taking the Redstone Golem a little bit slowly. Typically, you might take a death there just to kind of respawn and keep hitting. But Saw's not finding that would be quicker. Now takes the death, which kind of means that the running away was a little less efficient. You're subbed now, so if it comes up for me, you'll notice. Subbed? You're subbed? I got no sub notification.
I think that part was slow.
Oh, thanks for the follow, God. Appreciate it.
I think, actually, no, it's not.
Mifa. Alright, Saz has finished Redstone Mines. Not the fastest final boss fight I've ever seen, but this is a hot swap, so you do have to be forgiving. Oh, follow, I see. Thanks for the follow, Inside. Appreciate it. I hope you get the Pokemon you want. You can adjust the Pokemon you want, guys. It should be in a little control panel somewhere, maybe on the bottom, maybe on the side. I don't know how this works. Alright, so we have Shan running through Fiery Forge. Fiery Forge can be very, very scary, especially some parts. With the reinforced mail is really going to help with taking care of some arrow hits that always are going to happen. Oh, so Saw's taking a different route here, going to Desert Temple first. This is the route I'm a little more used to, so let's see how it pans out. What do I use for the stream icons? If you mean the little Pokemon, it's a program called Stream Avatars. It's on Steam. Shan did not get a very good set of cores here. There's a lot of running around that has to go on here. A lot of, unfortunately, inefficient running that has to happen for this to be finished. Let's turn this down a little bit. Oh, whatever. Saw's running through Desert Temple. Has a level 5 boot, has a soul explosion and a corrupted beacon. These can be good artifacts if used properly, especially if you have any sort of soul gathering involved with your build. So the cores are done for Shan. Now running to the final stretch of Fiery Forge, running to the final boss. I didn't see what happened to the armor there. Lots going on here, guys. I'm sorry that I'm not... Oh, wow. A severe downgrade with the armor from level 11 to level 6, and has to replace the speed boots. So this build for Shan went from very, very good to...
I mean, I've run this game a lot, right? Not like 90. Okay, and that is literally, and I'm not joking, the first time they ever hit me.
Sorry, I'm going down a little bit. Alright, so Saw's having a little bit of trouble with the yellow key here. This is a difficult part if you don't have the proper equipment or means to get through it cleanly. So now that the bad spearmen are cleared, Saz is probably going to get through this key fairly clean here. Head into the room, see if there's an obsidian chest or a red chest coming up. The final stretch of Fiery Forge is looking fairly clean for Shan. Heading to the final boss. Let's see how fast this goes. We do have some daggers, so that can be fairly slow. We'll see. That is an upgraded short level 13 short bow is excellent on Desert Temple. That can really melt the final boss if Saz is able to keep the short bow up until the final boss. Shan now getting to the final boss of Fiery Forge. Let's see how Shan approaches this fight. Lights up the core immediately. It does not connect. A pig for Saz is going to give an upgraded soul knife and a boot of swiftness back. That is excellent. Excellent. What a build right now for Saz heading into the last 2/3 of Desert Temple. The Fireforge fight is going fairly slowly for Shan, for sure. The daggers are not all that strong. They're doing some work, though. The bow is clearly less powerful than the daggers are, or I believe Shan would be using it. It's really hard to line up these cores properly to deal damage, so Shan's going to do the best Shan can. But it is quite difficult. Yeah, this is still the level 1 trick bow for Shan, so clearly the daggers are going to be the better out. This is the part of the run that is now severely slowing down for Shan over here. So Saz is at the ambush at Desert Temple. This is a 3-wave ambush, the final wave being Spear Guards and a Necro. Oof, taking a rough death, Saz is during the ambush. Let's see if Shaz can finish the strongest. Oh, a strength potion really, really helps with that. And that level 11 soul knife is going to be really, really killer for running through this quickly. At 181 arrows, Saz could be spamming a few more arrows to clear these guys a little bit quicker. but that's neither here nor there. Final boss still alive in Fiery Forge for Shan, unfortunately. Not too much to say there, just very slowly ticking away at this guy's health with these low-level daggers and level 1 trick bow. This is the final wave of the ambush for Saz. Clearing the bad guys now, running through. You would never know that Saz was playing on a controller if you didn't see the buttons pop up on the screen. Very, very smooth play.
They're talking about it in chat, that's why I'm mentioning it.
Oof, Saz rolls off the edge. Oh, severely upgraded bow, the Saber Wing, which has Radiance. That's for you, Sparky. So a level 13 bow is going to be pretty good heading into the next stage. We are going to be heading into Desert Temple, so that should be interesting. Lots of potential to downgrade your gear in Desert Temple from Fiery Forge because of how the item drops versus levels happen in an any percent run. Another pick for Saz is going to downgrade the Soul Knife away. Oh, brutal, to a Glaive. Glaive is okay, but I'd much rather have a level 11 Soul Knife for sure. Enderman dodge. That's why the jump was off the edge. Good call. I wish I could watch everything at once. So that was almost a 7-minute Fiery Forge for Shan, which did have a boot for most of the time. So that's a very unfortunate slowdown on the final boss there, Fiery Forge. Heading into Desert Temple, feeling strong though. I'd imagine Desert Temple is going to be pretty fast for Shan at this point. Saz on the final boss of the Desert Temple fight. Has a short bow, can really make good, quick work of these guys. Looks like he's going to approach it with the Glaive since he put Poison Cloud on the Glaive. No big deal. I think at this point the short bow would make much quicker work of everything. You can really, really click it fast, but let's see if we can melee glitch out the boss. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out for Saz. Sometimes you can get really close to that boss, and if you just keep meleeing him, get closer and closer and closer, he can never move or spawn anything. The Glaive's making really quick work of the Spear Guards. With 277 arrows, I really think the short bow is probably the quickest way to take care of the Nameless one here, but Saz is not aware of this or does not care about his short bow, and is not using it, I think, to its full advantage. Great use of the Corrupted Beacon. Upgrades once again to his Soul Knife. Level 9 this time, unfortunately, not as high as the level 11, but still pretty good. Moving back over to Shan. Good movement here. This part of Desert Temple can be pretty rough if you're not familiar. Wow, let's look back at Saz here. Has Necros blocking the pathway, but manages to get past. Very low on health. Wouldn't be surprised at the death here. Let's see if Saz can clutch it out. Oh, so low. 1 HP. Going to the end. Dodges an arrow. Finishes the level. Very good job, Saz. Let's see if Shan can take care of the golden key here. Oh, brutal. There's a Necro and 2 Fire Ghost Boys in this room. This is the nightmare for this key on Desert Temple. The absolute nightmare. Shan pressing the button, heading towards the golden key. Did a lot of clearing very quickly, actually. So this might be a fairly quick golden key here. Saz does have to replace the Soul Explosion with the Shock Powder, which is pretty good going into the next to Fiery Forge for him. Fire Force can be really dangerous with a lot of archers. If you're able to stun them with the Shock Powder, that's a pretty good pickup. Shan now heading into the Obsidian room. Gets the Obsidian chest. Very nice. Probably going to upgrade something. Checking out the red chest first. Upgrades to level 15 Thief Armor. 15! That's really good. Really, really powerful armor. This run so far has been very, very solid for Shan. Lots of Purple Storm level 20? If I had a level 20 Purple Storm on Desert Temple, I would just quit. That's because that's as good as my RNG is ever going to get. Oh my god. Insane. Unfortunately, Shan does not have a boot, so this is not going to be as insanely lucky as possibly could be. Saz picks up a mercenary armor, very bravely puts it on before the entrance of Fiery Forge, which I find very, very hard to do. Shan is going to attach a shock powder instead of... Oh, whoa, that's actually the wrong one. Very good catch, very good save. So the glaive is an upgrade with sharpness, that's fine. Shan does need to wait for the flame quiver to refresh so it can be replaced. Very good waiting here is to not disqualify the run. Very nice, very nice. Good job. Good patience. Oh, the short bow. Oh, level 19, we take it. I think we take growing this scenario. We do. Unfortunately, getting rid of the Purple Storm, but a level 19 short bow, we take that any day. That will melt this final boss. Saw's having a bit of a rougher time than Shan did in this early part of the Fiery Forge. It's really easy to get caught with his Geomancer Joe's. Lots and lots of archers here, really taking Saw's down low. He does live, though. An Enderman dodge by Shan, very nice. That's easier said than done. Fortunately, there's no pets or bats flying around to trigger any of that. Shan now at the ambush. Let's see if the cores are any better for Saz. Saz is not using the mini-map. Okay, there's the mini-map. Better cores for Saz than Shan had for sure. Things seem to be a little bit closer with kind of a clear, definite ending of the where the pathway needs to go and where the gate will open after those are done. Shan making quick work of these waves. The glaive is a very, very nice part of the build right now, dealing lots and lots of damage to these enemies here. These low-level enemies relative to the gear that Shan has. Shah's not getting the pig, opting to keep the gear for the final part of Fiery Forge. Interesting. Shan making really, really quick work of this Desert Temple run. Fiery Forge is not usually a run killer for me. Oh, Benix is alive. Shan approaching the final part of Desert Temple. Zigzagging around, dodging. Ooh, very, very close call for Saz. Now going to get the bread, have 30 seconds of regeneration to help him out with this final part of Fiery Forge. So at this point, both competitors are approaching high block halls. This is the last stage before high block halls, so we'll see how this goes. The core does miss for Saz. The short bow making fairly quick work of the boss. It must be harder to spam on a controller. Yes, Benix. Love Benix. This fight should be quicker for Saz than it was for Shan. Shan working with, unfortunately, he was followed by a bunch of blue ghosty flame boys. Now making much, much quicker work of the Desert Temple boss than Saz was able to before. With the growing short bow at level 19, it's going to be very, very, very quick work here. Yeah, look at that boss. Look at the nameless one melt here. Very, very clean. Be brave. Be brave. Kite. Kite, Shan. Kite. Saz almost done. Wow, these times are going to match up very, very, very closely here. I think Saz once again could have eaten a lot of damage, maybe even taken a death there to finish off that boss as quick as possible. Upgrading to level 15 Reinforced Mail. Very good with Swiftfoot and cooldown. What do you take? You take, looks like double cooldown.
I like Swift-footed better, but not on this one.
That's fine because right now Saz has a boot and has shock powder, and shock powder can come up pretty quickly if you have double cooldown, especially heading into high block halls. Probably the most dangerous part of any run for most people. And both players ending, coincidentally, about the exact same time going into high block halls. So Saz does have more loading time than Shan does, so I believe that means Shaz is definitely ahead. Probably. Level 16 shock powder for Shan replaces the firework arrow, unfortunately. Firework arrow can be very, very useful. Double growing in high block halls is interesting. Usually you don't get that much room to work with in high block halls, so the growing doesn't get to work all that much. I didn't see what Shaz got. Let's see what was replaced. Saz is definitely ahead. Definitely ahead. I agree. Because of the loading times. Double shock powder for Shan right now. Double shock powder with a double cooldown on the armor. So that's going to be really interesting to see how that works out. New meta, perhaps. Saz still loading into high block halls. Saz has a boot going into high block halls and shock powder. That is really, really excellent for the run. Shan going very low on health. This is a very, very difficult part of the run. Incredibly hard to get through this. Would not be surprised at a death here. First death for Shan and high block halls. Very difficult part of the run to get through. Saz has some level 15 armor here with a boot and a shock powder. Saz has the advantage going into high block halls, most definitely. They are in high block halls under 30, but this is where hot swap runs go to die, and die they do. Enchanted Enchanters, you hate to see it. There's 6 of them too. That is a large amount. Saz did get key, and guess what? Shan also got key, guys. Always key. We always get key. The Saz and Shan both in Cacti Canyon had the same setup for their beacons, and both have key. I think this is somehow they got mirrored runs here. This is incredible. Saz doing some movement work, trying to be clean with the key. What a clean key for Saz. Really pulling ahead of Shan at this point. Shan, unfortunately, might take another death here if Shan is not careful. Being very, very careful, using the short bow and the glaive to their maximum potential to make sure to clear enough enemies to be safe. This is a set seed run.
Of course, the next 2 sections are super hard, so I guess I don't mind.
The length of video, what I've discovered does not mean very much. People clip them at weird places, I've been finding. So I was thinking about covering that, but it's really not that much of a spoiler. What is what I've determined from looking at the videos. Saz is not picking up that pig, avoiding any chance at a scatter bow at this point. Very comfortable with the level, I believe it was 19 short bow, or was that for Shan? I forget. Either way, the bow is good enough for Saz, not taking the pig. Heading into the kitchen now. Is this the kitchen where you destroy the buffet? The chefs, right? They're cooking. I guess it's the kitchen. Shan moving very well. I believe that lags on my end, unfortunately. I don't know where that's coming from. I have a 2080, but hey. Clean movement, very low for Shan. Fortunately, gets to the bread, gets to the arrows.
And I did that slow, but if I didn't, I probably would have.
Let's watch Saz go through here. Very nice with the controller. The priority, again, can be really, really weird there. Very good movement. It is definitely a bit slower with the controller to do that, so very good movement on Saz to really be definitely holding his own, especially as a controller player. Shan is getting the pig. Ooh, gets a light feather, but gets rid of the bow for a much, much worse power bow. Much, much worse. Much, much worse. Finding a time to equip it, there's a lot of things chasing both players right now, so no one can really change any equipment out at the moment, even if they want to. Now is a good time for Shan to look at the equipment. 24 feather. It needs to go in the proper place. It was not placed at the proper place. This is why I don't right-click. It creates a little bit of chaos here, and now Shan really has to wait to equip things properly. Somehow Saz picked up a soul knife. Oh, it's still the same soul knife from before. A soul knife is really always going to be excellent, even if it's level 9. Shan now heading into the kitchen. Let's see if we can't fix this this artifact problem. I don't believe Shan fixed the artifacts properly. That may be a penalty. I'll have to take another look back. But as of right now, Saz is quite a bit ahead anyway, with a soul knife really doing some work. Avoiding using the potion, which I agree with, seeing if there can be any consumables to work with before dedicating to the entire potion. Good movement, good kiting, especially for a controller player. Really avoiding using that potion. Very, very nice play from Saz. Very, very. Now uses the potion. Keeps it clean. Shan using some very good movement, getting through this part of high block. This part can be dangerous if pathways are blocked, but typically I'd say 8 out of 10 times that the pathways are going to be fairly clean. But without a boot, things are much harder. But Shan does have shock powder and a feather, making this very clean. Going for the obsidian chest, getting a lightning arm crossbow and a fire. What the heck is going on? Oh, but takes the death. Remember, guys, in a hot swap, you don't have to attach things if you're going to die. That is a level 23 lightning harp crossbow. Level 23. That is an insane pickup. That is a run maker. That is a PB maker. An absolute PB maker. What a pickup. There's the potential for Shan to still replace that bow about 13 times during the final fight, which does have 7 waves, by the way. Saz being precise, not being all too, I don't want to say careful, that makes him sound not brave, but being very precise and thoughtful about how he's taking this fight, making the most use of his soul knife for sure. Shan just starting the high block fight right now. Saz again still ahead, and especially including the load times, maybe quite a bit ahead, maybe 4 minutes ahead. It's hard to say. Shan's video kind of lagging out. This is where the splicing comes in. Watch out, everyone. Look for the splice. Look for the splice. Growing and bonus shot on the Lightning Harp bow. Excellent, excellent pickup. 184 arrows for that bow. I'd be using that almost exclusively. Fight almost done for Saz. Got to clean up this this last bit here, I believe. Should be close to the final wave, if not the final wave already. One more wave for Saz. Shan has quite a few more waves. Is able to really pick up the pace if the Lightning Heart bow is used as efficiently as possible. Shan really seemed to favor the glaive over consistent bow usage, which I highly disagree with. Though that Lightning Heart bow can maybe 2-shot the guards. Maybe 2-shot. Excellent use of the firework arrow. Doing a lot of damage there. Oof. Game over for Shan here. Game over on high block hauls in the final fight. That is devastating. Absolutely devastating. While the Lightning Heart bow is in the inventory. That is highly unfortunate. Large F, please, for Shan. Large F. Very good run up to that point. The Lightning Heart bow is really looking at finishing things off very quickly. As Saz does finish the 7th and final wave of the high block fight, heading into Obsidian Pinnacle with a really good setup. Shan says in chat that was single-handedly almost a forfeit. I completely get why. I completely get it. And the pathway was pretty good. The key was there. It was a unfortunate series of events all around. Still, 35 minutes in high block hauls in a hot swap run is pretty good. Ooh, nothing to help with those guards right there. Unfortunate. The artifacts were not available to get through the small pathway with those guards blocking the way. Saz heading into Obsidian Pinnacle right now. Good runs. Again, I don't see the minimap. I don't know how you people play without the minimap open. I'm not capable of it. Maybe that's just my small brain. Unfortunately, Shan does not get key on this iteration of high block hauls and does have to fight through these waves. Again, the lightning bow is really good. You don't want to use it too much right now. You don't want to use it too much right now as your arrows are a little bit low, below 50, but you do want to make sure it's there. Still holds on to the boot somehow. Replaces... Hold on, I'll go back later. I wasn't really watching. Oh, good little platform skip by Saz. So those artifacts are looking really clean for Saz with a boot and a feather into Obsidian Pinnacle. That's just an insane run. You don't see that very often. So many platform skips for Saz too. Getting a really good seed of Obsidian Pinnacle here. Let's see if the best case scenario would be an ambush skip. Let's see what happens here. I can't quite see yet. I don't remember if this is skippable or not. If it is skippable, I don't know how to do it. For Saz. Shan making really quick work of this ambush. Unfortunately, it is way slower than Key, but doing it as quick as possible considering the circumstances. Saz doing okay, doing fine. Doesn't want to use too many arrows heading into the final boss. Unfortunately, there is an enchanter enchanting the guards. choosing to go through them to get the enchanter. Ooh, throws away the TNT, unfortunately. Saz does have a mace right now. The mace is not the best weapon, especially for clearing things like guards, and this ambush is not particularly full of a lot of small minions really close together, so the mace is not really going to do all that work. All that much work. Shan looking clean right now, has 3 deaths left. So looking clean going into the second half of High Block Halls. Saz finding his way through, managing to not quite die yet. Avoiding using the potion as late as possible. That feather is just so useful right now. Wow, a light feather and a scatter crossbow for Shan.
This is gonna be a hard final.
Unfortunately, as good as the scatter crossbow is, it is a downgrade right now for Shan, who has to get rid of the lightning harp bow. Hammer can be a very good weapon if you have the right enchantments, I think. Very good skip by Saz. Does not miss. We always hit those. I don't know what we call that skip. Maybe the Yam. Even though I'm known to miss it at the most clutch moments. Saz is approaching the final stretch here. While Shan is back in High Block Hall, still destroying the buffet. Really putting in a good effort. Lots of good equipment right now. Doing what we can do. The Yam skip, we love it. I think Saz should not have much trouble from here. Really, the only trouble is getting up the stairs sometimes. But with the feather available, getting up the stairs is really not an issue. Oof. Rough for Saz when you jump onto that jump pad. It's one of the worst feelings, especially when it happens 2 or 3 times in a row. You hate to see it. Has to wait. Saz has to wait for the roll cooldown, as it is longer on this armor, I believe, and going through that kind of double jump, that double roll phase can be a little bit difficult with this armor, but it does work out. I missed what came out of the obsidian chest for Shan.
We did not get there.
Saz uses the feather in the boots, slides on by. At this point, this is clean to the final boss. With not taking a single death in Obsidian Pinnacle with a boot and a feather, this is looking like it's going to be a Saz win.
This is such an insane run too. Like, alright, look at that damage. I don't think supercharging it.
The Yam is dying.
Most I could do is hope for the one shot.
Not the best bow for Saz, unfortunately, but also not the best melee weapon. Very good avoiding the potion use there for Saz. Now uses it because Saz did have to go out of the area of the healing totem. The first stage of the final boss here for Saz is going a little bit slowly, but that is the nature of Hot Swap. This gear is not optimal for finishing this boss. Definitely not. Especially, there's a lot of arrows though, so I mean, you would have the option of spamming arrows if you're just comfortable with that. Saz seems to believe that the melee weapon is dealing more damage than the arrows would, which may be true. Oops, Shan, we got a laggy video right now. I'm sorry, buddy. Alright, unknown world record. Hold on. See that? It says unknown world record. Unknown. I'll tell you, I know who it is. And the second stage of the final boss for Saz. Lighten him up with some arrows. PC does not like the HH ambush, I see. Very good use of the boot there by Saz to stay out of the reach of the Heart of Ender's yucky lasers. Really just finishing this off. I can't imagine Saz would game over at this point, now that the difficulty of the final boss has been lowered. This is much easier all around. So for this, ooh, less than 10 HP left, I would assume. Oh, very good use. Let's see what Shan's doing over here. Making good work of this ambush. Good movement, making use of the glaive, arrows, and evocation remembers to equip it at the end. Saz has beat the final boss. Approaching the end. Ooh. Oh, a little flex, and done.
Let's go.
And Saz is the winner of match 1, round 1 of the Yam Shenanigans Hot Swap Tournament. Very good run. Very, very good run. Wait, that was a 39-30? Is that real? Hold on. Hold on, what's the record? What's the record? Hold on. What's my record? GG's. Oh, 39-08. Thank God. Thank God. Oh, my record is unknown. That's right. Yeah, without a retime, that's fine. That's fine. All right, so Shan, we're gonna watch has double firework feather. Interesting. Very, very interesting here. The feather is the only redeeming part of this. I mean, you know, granted, the firework can be really excellent sometimes. Oof. Hits the jump pad. Really, Saz, a sub 40 in round 1 is going to be pretty good. It's going to be pretty good. Shan finding some platform skips here. Oof! A death. Brutal. Brutal, brutal. Honestly, these are 2 good runs. If you didn't game over and you had that lightning heart bow, really good run in the making. But, you know, sub 40. Look, it's the same seed. Guys, they got the same seed. Look at this. Everything is the same. What is going on? What's going on? Why are they getting the same layouts on every single level? That's crazy. Alright, we're gonna oh, found a robe of evocation somewhere. Hello. There's some collude. That's true, that is neither here nor there. Oof, dies on the stairs. Rough place to die. I hate dying there, but it's so easy to die there. Oh no, a piece of equipment dropped up there too. Replacing the robe, replacing the robe. You hate to see it. Oh. Yeah, there's lots of anger spewed around from time to time. Very high level gear for Shan, so this should probably... Oh, at level 24 Scatterbow. Oh, lordy lord. Cookie has not lost yet. Cookie's loss is coming. Wow. So much damage. Woo! Scatterbows, man, they're next level. Nice. Good clean finish. Did Salty end up submitting a run? I don't know who lost or anything yet. I have no idea who lost. Oh, very brave by Shan. Eating those lasers. Could finish off the boss there and instead chooses to die. Let's see. Done. attaches the final bow. Very important thing to remember when doing a hot swap. Attaching that final piece of equipment. With a very, very respectable 49-11, Shan, unfortunately, is knocked out. Round 1 of the Yam Hot Swap tournament. It did seem like a choice to die instead of the